Well, I hope this is all recording properly, or I'm going to be very upset. Okay, it is. Cool. That's going to loop back on stream like once or twice. I apologize. However, this is the finale of the Liberl arc. There is nothing left for us to do. I will be going over a couple prep things, of course, should you be struggling or desire any assistance. So, for the final dungeon, you are going to need to use every single character in the garden. Yes, every single one. In terms of grinding, you don't need to do any. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. If you have even level 105 characters, like I haven't used Josette since Grancel when she was mandatory, she's still perfectly fine to use. So, you'll need 4 teams, of which Kevin and Reese have to be in the last team, and they must be in the same group together. As such, there are a couple preset combinations I will be using based on what I think is going to work best. I did do a very quick run through of it this morning, just to check that I could actually beat it with my level, and I can! Yippee! So, in terms of your equipment, if you do have Soul, which you probably won't, because it's really difficult to get, but if you do, put that on Kevin immediately. Makes the final boss a complete joke. As for Olivier, I'm going to be giving him Nothingness. Just because he has that interaction with Quick Draw. I'm also going to switch my party around really quickly. So the teams I will be using, I will get to in a second. But for now, know that I will be using everybody in some way, shape, or form that I think fits. I will try and pair people up as best as I can with who I think they should be with, because it does affect dialogue in the final dungeon. If there is anything that you want to do before the end of the game, this is the absolute last stop. If you want to do the Nightmare Arena, make sure you save before you speak to Celeste. And in addition to that, if there's anything you want to cook, it has to be done right now. As such, I'm just going to eat everything I have here, just to get my recipe book filled out and see what I'm missing. I should still be missing a few things. Oh, no, I am completely full. 100% recipe completion. Nice. So, the blood extract is obviously the best thing you can make. But the beastly stew is also ridiculously good. It's a bit difficult to obtain the materials for, but as long as you can find the marbled steak, you're not too bad off. I believe the easiest way of getting that is... Where is it? Not you. Where's the marbled steak? Is it on the male beast? I swear there's something in the abyss that drops it. I guess I'm just going nuts. Damn. Yeah. Shoot. I could have sworn there was a decent way to farm it somewhere. Oh well. Yes. The dogs that do it. Dog, 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 dog. And then the... yeah. I don't remember which encounters the Bloody Saber show up in, though, so good luck with that. You can also just buy Marbled Steak outright. Which is what I'm going to do. Triplet Ice also serves a decent purpose, but it's still difficult to make, because all the food in Sky the Third takes a ridiculous amount of ingredients. Bloody Meatballs is still the best damaging combat item you can make. No need to buy acerbic tomatoes. My wallet. Baba Booey. Right. Red pepper and leathery tail. Whoop. Red pepper. And tails are monster encounters only, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna make as many of these beastly stews as I can get my hands on. Tails are on all of the rat enemies and things like that. So if you need them, you can farm them that way. Shopping spree! Yippee! I wonder how much I can actually buy here with how much mirror I have. Probably too much. More than I will ever require. Especially since I have not had a use for Sepith for absolutely ages. Down to the peppers now. I should almost be done. Fight by fungus. Tomatoes. Oops. Bear claw. Tricolored rice. Rice is really only used in the easy paella? What the fuck? Mad that. Right. If you're stocked up on materials and you have access to the Master's Hot Pot, congratulations, you can never run out of CP in the dungeon ever. Unironically, one of the few times in the series I would recommend using sit-down meals. Additionally, there is blood extracts that you should probably make, because it cures all statuses. Absolutely not a necessity, but it's very, very nice to have. And we still have a good amount of materials for the Master's Hot Pot, so I think I'm fine with that. If you don't have access to a lot of good buffs, the fish skewers are really nice to have as well. And the Amazing and Sparkling is something I'd also recommend picking up, because it's basically a saint that you can use as an item. Fish fillet, beast flesh. Yeah, we should be fine. Make some skewers. And then we'll make some, we'll buy some off Elites. Okie dokie, I think we're good. Should have everything we need. So with all of that preparation out of the way, you want to save, and then proceed. Once you depart on board the aureole, there will be no turning back. You will never be able to return to this garden again. Are you completely sure that you are ready? Yes! Very well then. In that case, let's call the others and leave for the aureole at once. Hey, look, Ma, it's the chests I robbed at the start of the game. Alright, everyone is now in position. If you would, Celeste. Of course. Please focus your minds, everyone. Focus on the image of the ship taking flight into the sky. That is all you need to do. Got it. This is going to be easy. It's not a sight I have had the pleasure of seeing before, but I can easily imagine how beautiful it must be. You'd come to think of it. I was in the ship when I was being transported to a cell in Lacedon Fortress. That was when my life really started to go off the rails. If you're going to remain on board, sir, I would ask kindly that you cooperate. For the ship to fly again, everyone on board it must be thinking of the same thing. If you're not willing to participate, you could always climb off and remain in the garden. No, I can cooperate for realsies. How did I ever get myself into this mess in the first place? Well, aren't you being a good boy? Well, now that we have everyone's support, I think it's time to begin. Oh. Is this? Name of the track is Overdosing on Heavenly Bliss, if you're curious. Activation complete. The aureole is now ready to depart at any time. We did it! Ugh, I didn't want to think about what would have happened if that failed. Well, we're finally ready. What should we do, Kevin? If we're ready, I'd say we should get moving immediately. Our destination's set, so let's go there and finish this. Understood. If you would then, Julia. Certainly, Your Highness. Henceforth, this ship will be accelerating to maximum battle speed and exiting the plains. Start all engines, and advance! Yes, ma'am. Let's go. Beware for the nebulous void things flickering, because that'll happen for a few minutes. Thank you, DX9, very cool. Not a DX8 issue. And the flickering should be over for the most part now. Wow. So this is what the plains really look like. Huh. It's like being surrounded by a giant kaleidoscope. 3,000, 3,100. 3,200? Wait a second. 3,500? 800? 4,300? Now we're going at 5,000 SPH. What? The aureole should only be able to reach 3,600. I can only assume this is the result of how well you were able to combine your thoughts as one. This must be the aureole's theoretical maximum, rather capability rather than its real-world maximum. This is amazing. Shouldn't take us long to reach our destination at this kind of speed. Are we still in the plains, incidentally? Yes, but we shouldn't be for much longer. Detecting a barrier in front of us. 120 seconds until impact. Full speed ahead. Prepare the main cannon for rapid fire. We're going to use it to force our way through. Right. Let's go. So this is how Phantasma looks like outside of the plains. Yeah, it's nothing but a barren wasteland. Our destination's coordinates are as I mentioned earlier. As long as we keep heading straight, we should reach it before long. Guess this is our chance to take a breather. That was a real thrill now, wasn't it? Even Ouroboros doesn't have any airships quite this fast. It's only just starting to hit me just how vast Phantasma actually is, though. The plains felt big enough as it was, but this area around them seems even bigger. Indeed, it's astounding to believe that all of this is only a subsystem of the aureoles. It also makes it even harder to believe that the aureole could have disappeared as it did. Yeah, I'm with you. There's no way something capable of making an entire other world like this could just vanish all of a sudden. Which means he probably collected it. Is something wrong, Kevin? Oh, nah, it's fine. I doubt what I'm thinking about has any direct connection to what's happening here. What the? There's a small flying object approaching us, 200 cells from behind. What? How could there be another airship out here other than ours? No. It seems to be a pursuer from the plains. A pursuer? Bring down the main monitor. Try and get the pursuer up on it using the airship's rear camera. Understood. That's... What's a silver dragaion doing here? Huh, I've never seen one in that color before. This is bad. It's going faster than us. At this rate, it's gonna catch up before long. And wouldn't be likely to end well either. Our sail has been taken down by a dragaion once before as it is. Prepare for mid-air battle. Turn the ship around and intercept that dragaion. No, there's no need to do that. What? This is new. The time has finally come to show you all my true brilliance. You actually got some? You feeling alright, buddy? Perhaps you ought to go and rest in the medical room. You seem confused. The rest of you can just stay there and watch. You're about to see a real hero in action. And he's gone. What's gotten into that goofball? My moment has finally come. From now on, I will be the star of this show. If this world really does respond to people's thoughts, then come forth, my wings, cleaver of the clouds, bluer than the bluest sky. My G Apache! I knew you would answer to my call. I, Gilbert Stein, Company Commander of Ouroboros' 38th Enhanced Jaeger Unit, will hereby commence diverting that Dragaon and taking it out of the sky. He had that thing when we were in Gransel. I had no idea that's how you wrote it. I know that thing. So he was the one who attacked the Bobcat. Maybe his idea wasn't so stupid after all. I might not be as strong as that Dragaon, but in terms of maneuverability, it actually keeps up fairly well. Yeah, 2 for 2. Well, 2 for 4, but, you know, half's a pretty good win rate. He's actually fighting well. Yeah, I'm impressed. I always figured he was just some loser. But maybe he's got more guts than I thought. Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing it in a whole new light now. Still, while he's putting up a valiant effort, I can't see him being able to actually take it down. Indeed. Perhaps it would be best for us to turn around and engage it directly. I told you, there isn't any need for that. Oh. I mean it. Get going. It's not like I would have been able to help you out much in battle anyway. I might as well do my part some other way. You're certain about this? Sure, I might not be able to knock it out of the sky, but I can get it out of your way. That way, when you've safely escaped, I'll make my own retreat and follow on after you. Understood. I shall be praying for your success. Same to you. Wow. Huh. He sure knows how to steal the spotlight. Honestly, he should be fine. He's pretty skilled at operating that thing. He gave me and my brothers hell when he attacked us before. Well, I guess all we can do is believe in him now. Let us pray to Adios for his safety. Indeed. All engines, full speed ahead. Don't slow down until we reach our destination. Yes, ma'am. She runs a tight ship. And in typical Gilbert fashion... moments like these are the best part of being a hero. If only there were more people here to marvel at just how cool I am in this very moment. What? Wait a second. You can't gang up on me like that. That's messed up. Aureole, can you hear me? I take it all back. I take it all back. Crap, they're out of range. Gilbert until the very end. Adios, help me! Huh? You guys hear something? I didn't. Detecting a giant structure 120 soldiers ahead of us. I think this is where we were headed for. We should be able to get a visual on it before long then, if it's that close. Joshua, could you move the main camera to face it? Of course. Zooming in as far as I can on the target. I've got it. I'm putting it up on the screen. What's that? Wow, it looks like something out of a fairy tale. It looks like some sort of palace. Or perhaps castle is the more appropriate word for it. So, that is where the Lord of Phantasma waits for us. A great castle standing in the wilderness. Quite the romantic concept. Rufina's waiting for us there. No doubt about it. That's one scary-looking castle she's built herself, huh? I'm already shaking in my straggers. What should we do now, Kevin? Let's try and get closer to see if there's a way in. Careful, though. I don't think our arrival's gonna come as much of a surprise for her. Understood. Arceo, decelerate. As soon as we reach the target, begin to slowly circle around it. This has to be the main entrance. There sure are a lot of doors, though. The design seems to resemble the cathedral in Arteria. Kevin? Rufina, we know you're in there. I'm not gonna run, and I'm not gonna hide. So come out and let's settle this once and for all. I praise you on coming all this way to face me. Welcome to Phantasmagoria, my castle. But the time for talk has long passed. May we begin the final game? The man who seeks to atone and his attendant must proceed through the great door above. All others must proceed in equal numbers through the 3 doors below. At the end of each wing, you shall find a banquet. I pray is worthy of your satisfaction. Now, let the fun begin. Rufina? I see that she intends to obsess over rules to the bitter end. I imagine that if you don't do as she asks, you will never be able to reach her. But keep in mind that much as we are bound by the rules, too, is she only able to exist because of them? There shouldn't be any traps that would violate them inside. So she's finally ready to face us head-on, huh? So it seems. And what a thrilling invitation she's given us. I couldn't be more excited. I sort of get what you mean. Although in my case, it's about 50% excitement, 50% nerves. Well, it's about time we got a chance to thank her for getting us wrapped up in this mess. I ain't gonna back down from a fight when someone else is throwing down the gauntlet. Bring it on! Come on, Agate. Regardless, our path is set before us now, and we have no choice but to walk it. We still need to ascertain whether this land poses a threat to the peace of Liberl, after all. Exactly, Julia. That's just one more reason why we can't afford to back down. Scream! Maybe I just want to hurry back to my brothers so they don't worry too much about me. But that's more than a good enough reason in my book. I get a real earful from Kilika if I stuck around this place for too long. As it so happens, I would be more than content to spend eternity here with all of you. But I suppose that's no longer an option, with all things considered. It never was an option, you idiot. I'm glad all of you are here with us. Thank you. You guys are ready, then. We're gonna need to split up into 4 teams by 4 if what we've heard is anything to go by. Reese and I are gonna take the top gate. Other than that, anything goes. So it seems. Still, the challenges beyond the great upper gate are likely to be significantly more dangerous than any of the others. That may be something to bear in mind when choosing your teams. Let's save. Right gate, the Golden Giant. Left gate, the Black Guardian. Main gate, the Crimson Lizard. Giant gate, the World's Will. So, party setup works like this. At the bottom, if you don't have a slot filled in that party, it will tell you which party will be taking on which area. Party 1 will focus the Golden Giant. Party 2 will focus the Black Guardian. Party 3 will focus the Crimson Lizard. So, my compositions will be Party 1, Estelle, Joshua, Ren, and Lace. The Bracers, the one they've been chasing this whole time, and Annalise is also a Bracer, and really the first party is the one that has the easiest time doing anything. Next, party number 2. The ones facing the Black Guardian. There will be Agate, Sherazade, Zin, and Josette. These guys are the best all-around group I have for handling this. And you'll see why in a bit, but Sherazade having access to Heaven's Kiss is going to be very important for a thing that that boss can do. Then, the third party will be both of the respective royals and their guards. And that leaves for the final 2 to be in Party 4, Tita and Richard. I will explain these setups as I get into them. Specifically, Party 4 will be dealt with a lot, but I highly recommend having Richard and Tita in your Party 4. They are probably the best candidates for what will be coming up. Now you want to change your equipment. This will be the last chance you get to equip or change any of your augments across your entire party, so you want to have all of your stuff evenly split. I'm pretty sure Agate's the only one I have who doesn't have anything. Yeah. So, Agate will be getting Mirror, the Ruby Gem, an Onyx Gem, and a Cast 2. Giving him an Emerald Gem, Yin Yang, and a Water Gem. Importantly, Tita or Richard should have Carnage if you're bringing them into the final fight, because it's going to be immensely important. Now, you are going to pick up one Grail Locket in each section, except for the right gate, which has the Crimson Lizard. So you can kind of plan around that to a point. Ren does not need the Shining Emblem. You can absolutely have it on her, but she doesn't really need it. I'm going to be giving Joshua the Destiny card and the Super Gladiator headband. Well, not the Super Gladiator headband, just the regular one. He doesn't need the Super. Estelle will have the Fisherman and Blade Lord's emblem. Ren will keep her Shining Emblem and Crimson Eye. Annalise has the Divine Blades emblem and the Quinty ribbon. Kevin has the Super Gladiator belt and the Grail locket. Reese has the Osmella circlet and a Super Gladiator belt. Actually, I can switch Kevin and Ren around. There we go. Reese has the Osmella circlet and the Super Gladiator belt. Tita has the Tiger Heart for more strength and the Crest Charm, just to cover some weaknesses. Chloe has the Fool's Emblem and Crimson Eye. Josette should be the beneficiary of a Lebensborn and the... where is it? T-Anklet. Sherazard. Take the Skull Pendant Plus and the Gladiator Belt. Julia can take the Shrine Sphere and Tiger Heart. Olivier can take a Crimson Eye. And I guess I could give him another one. Just dump him onto him. Agate will be taking the Super Gladiator headband. Oh, not the Super Gladiator headband, the Solar Seal. And the Tiger Heart. Richard is already fine. Mueller will take the other headband. And a... where is it? Moon Glasses. And Zin will take the Moon Glasses and the Vajra. There we go. If you are happy with the way everybody is set up, and you are ready to move on, just press proceed. And that's everything. Yep, time to get moving. I wish you a smashing success. And when Gilbert eventually arrives, I will explain everything to him as well. Thanks. You guys have been good enough to come all this way with me, so giving some overblown speech full of cliches just feels kinda stupid. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. See you at the top. And don't even think about dying, got it? We're all getting out of here together. You can choose where you start with. I will just be going top to bottom. So, once you reach the inside of Phantasmagoria, you want to sort out your battle positions as is appropriate for your characters. And then you want to go over to your support menu. You want to equip a character that gives increased experience gains for most of this dungeon. You will always have access to Reese for the entire dungeon, no matter which team you have. But I recommend putting Ren in the first group you're going to do, because her EXP gain is 15% to Reese's 10%. These augments here will recharge your HP and EP fully. Will not recharge your CP though. Which is what the Master's Hotpot is for. We can use 9 of these in the whole dungeon. And that will give everybody pretty much enough CP that we shouldn't have to grind at any point. So, Blade Angels, a main who defends heaven, it supports and attacks Eldest of the Three Sisters. We're just gonna focus on dealing some damage. Boop. So, the Blade Angels are a threat because they have Lightning Flash. It was deadly on Cassius, it's deadly on these assholes too. The Blade Angels are the one encounter you do not want to catch or get caught off guard by. All the chest messages in this dungeon are particularly uplifting and motivating. Some of them are quite wholesome. Anyway, you want to make sure you have some form of anti-enemy detection. I have Yin Yang on Joshua. Because these encounters are, with the Rose Cherubims, are really lucrative for XP, but if they get the jump on you, they can absolutely delete you. Fortunately, Aristel can attack from 4 range, pretty much. So she has some ridiculous capabilities. We can afford to just spam arts, pretty much, because we want to take care of the Heaven's Proclaimers. Because the Heaven's Proclaimers are the worst thing in this entire encounter set. They explode on death. And I've had them steal all of my EP once before. I don't know if it was a bug or what, but eh. But yes, you just want to walk at the Rose Cherubims. And the Cherubims are vulnerable to all forms of ailments. So you can use Joshua's, the Death Quartz Ren comes with on Joshua. And do a Cloak and Dagger or Dual Strike to take them out. You can see right here. This has a 55% chance to instant kill. And we miss it, because of course we do. There it goes. Also vulnerable to poison, so True Dual Strike helps out a lot. Oh, god damn it. So this thing about Death Blows and the Heaven's Proclaimers, if you hit them on a Death Blow turn and they explode, then they kill you too. It's annoying, I don't like it, but it's whatever. Now we've cleared out all the enemies. We get a Gabriel's Aura. If you have the same equipment that I do, it is not worth it. If you didn't grind for an absurdly long amount of time, though, the Gabriel's Aura... Please don't tell me I'm looking in the wrong slot. Yes, it is women only. 1,100 defense, 25 arts attack, 25 arts defense. strictly worse than the Schwartz Silk in 90% of cases. Pretty much everything in this dungeon is going to be worse than the enemy equipment you could farm for. Oh, God. None of those particularly nice. Boom. Ow. Ow. This is why I hate Lightning Flash. Supreme Comet. Biatch. Thankfully, we are right next to a restore point, so it's fine. The Arrow Angels can use Gorgon Arrow to petrify in a line, and they also have Kronos Arrow, which inflicts attack delay. It's basically like Kevin on a budget. If we follow this way, we'll find the other enemy type here, the Rod Angels. And they spam arts. However, sword beats magic, die. Or something, I don't know. They are vulnerable to space arts, so Dark Matter EX wins the day. As it tends to. Oh, son of a gonad. Top it. And die. Thank you, God. Feel free to use whatever items you need to while you're going through this dungeon, as there's really no other time for them. Gonna master top part there, just full heal. There is a Rose Cherubim, and the weapons in these chests is dependent on who you have in your party at what time, just like the Gold and Silver Road ones. Boop. There we go. The EP drain bug that I mentioned earlier will only happen if the cherubims explode on you after they vanish effect is on that turn. So if you kill them the same turn that vanish is active, without the vanish effect being able to apply properly, they will drain all of your EP because they will explode and reflect the vanish back onto you. It's dumb, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Anyway, Supreme Evil I go. The Brights plus Annalace really have no problem with normal encounters here unless you get ambushed, which you shouldn't be getting anyway. So you can feel free to waltz through this place however you like. I will say that heading up is generally the path forward. So if you find yourself wanting to look for loot, but don't want to progress too far, then just stick to going down if you're given two options. Or just avoid the path that goes upwards, generally. And you'll be perfectly fine. Grail Locket. Swallowtails. Grail Locket gives full stat immunity to being affected by anything, so do with that what you will. It's going to be a crit explosion, it's on a crit turn. Supreme Evil Eye. Yatta. Just blue impact with Ren. She deals considerable damage. And the last one. As long as you're at, like, level 140 to 135, the enemies in here should not pose a threat. And, yeah, what a, red carpet for the ending of the Liberl arc, I guess. I don't think it lives up to the Aureole in terms of hype or scale, but honestly, following that up was always going to be quite difficult. So, I don't blame this for not being as cool as the Aureole, when really it had no chance. Anyway, the Master Beats Plus. A bit late for me to be going over these things, but Dex plus 100, Agility plus 10, prevents Sleeping Confuse. These Blade Angels are going to be arseholes, I can tell. Create a Flits. Bonk. I just hate Lightning Flash. Keep on going forward. And then, once you see this monument, that means you're about halfway through. Which means the mid-boss is coming up in the next area, because there are mid-bosses, and hoo-hee-ha-ha-hey. I'm going to be avoiding all the encounters I can for now, except the Rose Cherubims. Because they are free. And Raphael's Halo. Raphael's Halo is the male equivalent. Gives arts defense instead of arts attack. Oh, yippee, just one. But yeah, my EXP gains are getting negligible at this point for this party, so I'm just going to start ignoring enemies and moving on. This is also a message that you may not see very often. Found Tier All Balm in chest. Inventory full, so gave up Tier All Balm. In the case that this happens, you can discard or use the items, so you can read the chest messages. That is, the full message is not something you are likely to see in any Trails playthrough except for this one. So, that's in all three games. Anyway, Sleipnir comes accompanied with 2 Blade Angels. Going to True 8 Blitz. So, the Sleipnir really isn't that much of a threat. It's just the potential for what it could do if you let it go, which is that. If it enters this animation, that means it's going to cast Megiddo Fire, which deals about 11,000 damage to a level 135 party-ish, which is the lowest level I recommend doing any of this stuff at. We get Artemis's heals. Artemis heals are female only. Defense 160, arts attack 30, arts defense 30, agility plus 15, move plus 5. Now, the only other things in this area is down this path, which is a bit of a long detour, but it's worth it. Just be careful of the Sleipnir, and you can obtain a Zerum Powder. Gabriel's aura. And a celestial bomb chest. Hold on. Whew. So with that out of the way, can rest up here. And we are done with this section. Once you get to the end of a section, I'm guessing this is the end of this wing? It certainly seems that way. That Lord of Phantasma really does know how to shake things up. Oh, crap. A golden Potomato? It's Gordius Type 0. It's basically the prototype that went on to become Potomato. It might be even stronger than the real one, too. Frick. So, left gate path. Going to switch our support over to Ren, who has an extra EXP gain bonus. And then have a Master's Hotpot. Hot, 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 hot. Save now that we're at this new section. And check your tactics menu to make sure your party is in the right position. You kind of want to be grouped up in a way that you can cast Earth Wall immediately with this group, because their boss is basically required to be fought in that way. Yeah, so Agate and Zin together are an absolute powerhouse, and basically nothing can get in their way. Get another set of Artemis's heals. Boop-a-doop-a-boo. And we're just going to keep fighting until everybody in this party is around level... 135-ish should do. Josette will get there in no time, because she's getting ridiculous XP gains. Stampede can be used to push the Blade Angels all the way to the back, so that'll stop them from using Lightning Flash. And of course, the defense down always helps. Got a bunch of new skills right there. Nothing really too particular that we need to worry about, though. So, Supreme Thunder God Kick. It's still not Thunderbug Kick, but it's close. And Josette's Orbital Bomb. Cool. 2 people building a physical Josette. There you go. Josette gets Bind Whip 3 and Judgment Card 2. Check tactics. Inflicts 1 of 4 random status effects. We want to head to the right first, because this part of the dungeon slopes over to the left. The Sleipnir, you need to be careful. Can be delayed, which is a small blessing. The primary concern is the Sleipnir, if I can target it. There we go. Josette is going to be doing absolutely nothing in this dungeon, so wherever I can get use out of her, I'll try. A True Descend boosted Supreme Thunder God kick hits the Heaven's Proclaimers for a one-shot. Just want to take care of the Sleipnir before it can get a chance to do its stuff, because if it does get to do anything, it's quite deadly. Soul Blur. Yeah, that. Celestial Tackle is an attack that can inflict feint, and if you get hit by it, you're probably dead. If your whole party gets downed by it, you're basically screwed. I will come again, chest, in New Game Plus, when I get back to it. Oh no, an encounter I don't like. Anyway. 10,000 damage. Yeah. Agate be like that. So the reason I have Agate in this party instead of any of the other ones is because we need a strong AoE S-craft at the very start of this boss. And let's just say Agate's the only one who's got the source. You can also win every basic encounter by just using World Rage 2 on Agate, and then healing him up after the fight when you've used Possess Break. He trivializes any encounter in this place, pretty much, just by virtue of being Agate. I'm pretty sure he could even kill the Rose Cherubim. You do not want the Rose Cherubim to get a turn under any circumstances, so I'm going to Spiral Edge. The issue with the Rose Cherubims is they can do an attack called Heaven's Tear, which is like Diamond Dust, but it has a medium area of effect and doesn't have to be charged at all. Which means they can just instantly pop it, freeze your entire party, and it's game over. Have him proclaim it down. Yeah, White Gehenna will do it. Yep. I want Zin and Agate to get some extra CP, so I'm going to have them both get blown up. This encounter sucks. Dragon Dive, go. If you ever find yourself in an encounter that you do not like, just Dragon Dive. Solves all life's problems, really. Ah, screw it. There we go. Agate needs to heal. Yippee. And now he's at about... Yeah, Josette's already caught up when she was only 105. Which is what I mean with the experience curve in this place being ridiculously generous. If you are worried about not having enough levels, as long as you can beat one encounter with an EXP boost character, you should be good. There we go. You want to head over to the right every time you are looking for optional stuff in this dungeon. At least in this section of the dungeon, rather. Sorry. Brow Locket. Maybe it's the Chest King. Maybe it's not the Chest King. Who knows? I don't. Coming up to this point, we found the... not tablet. The monument. I forgot what they're called for a second. Bigger, bigger, bigger. This encounter should be doable. Going to Heaven's Kiss. Oh, yippee! Flame Smash crit. Goodbye. And you're dead. If that fight leaves you in a particularly bad spot, you can go heal, but we don't need to. We want to go down and to the right, like I said. All of the stuff in this dungeon that's optional is to the right. Also, we don't need to farm any more levels, because everybody's above level 35. So we're just going to be gathering some chests and making our way through. The mid-boss is coming up on the left side of this door, so you want to go to the right first. Like I say, always go right. EP charge 3. Akashic Rain. Tyrrell Bomb. Indeed it has. It has been quite the journey. I have to say, I didn't think back when I started Sky First Chapter that I would be here now, completing Sky the Third for the first time on stream in 2023, but here we are. So, the Till Dawns. I'm going to start off by immediately doing that, and this is why I bought Agate. You can Heaven's Kiss after he starts the battle by using his S-Craft to instantly give him his turn back. You can then Wild Rage again, and use Dragon Dive twice in the same encounter. That will wipe out almost any normal encounter that the game can throw at you at this point. Okay, this is beatable without it. Boop. And Silken Whip is an AoE. And Agate can get that last one. Bonk! Here we go. I need to heal him, though. Anyway, that Till Dawn was the mini-boss. It inflicts defense or strength down, like any kind of status down, when it uses Speak Lies. When it uses Speak Truth, it will either damage you for exactly 1,000 damage, or heal you for exactly 1,000 health. It's a weird enemy. It's basically like an enhanced version of those coins from when you were climbing the tower, or the central control center on the Aureole, or the Liberl, rather. Anyhow, once you reach the room with the red carpet like this, you know you're at the end of the area. Make sure that this team comp has some way of protecting each other with Earth Wall. And also, I'm going to use another Master's Hot Pot here, just to give Agate full CP, because I don't want to farm. We have 5 more left. Onward we go. I guess this must be the end of this wing. That's strange. I would have expected there to be something here waiting for us. Disengaging standby mode. What was that? Rebooting systems. Reboot process complete. Location confirmed. Currently situated in the left wing of Phantasmagoria, confirming the presence of intruders. Commencing materialization process. You remember ancient makes? Me too. It's Sky FC's boss! Hooray! Woo! Switching to genocide mode. Reverie Mark II. Just fenced. Commencing elimination of intruders. Boop. They're gonna have fun. Onto the final gate. Main gate path. So, these guys. You want to have Mueller and Julia in the front. I forgot her name for a second. And then Chloe and Olivier in the back. So, Ren still our support. Time to do something fun. Die. The path for this one is pretty much a straight line. Let me just cover onto Mueller. There we go. So, the funny in question. You remember how I said that you could use nothingness with quick draw about 3 streams ago? This turns Olivier into the ultimate status bot. You can spam and spam and spam until you can spam no more. Additionally, with this party in particular, you have access to the Chain Burst combo, which takes Julia and Mueller to execute. Speaking of which, about 5,000-ish damage from a regular chain attack with nothing special attached to it. Yes, please. Anyway, all of these enemies are vulnerable to death blows, so goodbye. So the name of the game here is to keep Mueller's CP as high as possible throughout this entire dungeon. And for that purpose, we are going to be killing everything we can here. We have a death blow turn, so we can use quick draw. We just need to be careful not to kill the one on the left, because otherwise Chloe will die. So the Heaven's Proclaimer on low health calls allies, which is an issue with the Rod Angel. However, chit-choo, a bang. Chit-choo, bang. Uh-oh. You fool! Ooh. Stop. Thank you. If Olivier hits the Rose Cherubim with freeze, petrify, or instant death, it's basically over for this encounter. The only thing you don't want to hit it with, which is what I just did, is vanish. Because that removes any of the EXP you could have gotten from the encounter. You always want to have Mueller and Julia suicide charging onto the bodies. Confused, so it doesn't do anything. And it's frozen. I earthwalled for nothing. Still damage is damage. And yeah, you just freeze, confuse, status everything, and hit to death. Head down these stairs. Mind the enemies. As long as you hug the wall, you should be okay. And then we can get down onto this bottom layer, where there are Moro's Cherubims guarding 3 chests. Ooh. Oh, hello, cursor. Not sure why you're there, but hello. This could be bad because it has a death blow turn. We kind of have to hope that it just doesn't do anything. Ha 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 ha! Frozen. Do you want to build a death? Please die. Whoop. And bop. Mirageberg 2 blocks 2 hits instead of 1. So it's basically like Julia giving herself Grail Sphere, which is an extremely powerful skill. See you, Space Priest Boy. Trials means the world to me. I'm happy I could share my world with you. Thank you for giving me this wonderful series a chance. B. That is a note left by one of the developers of the updated English version. See if you can find them in the credits. I believe the S that we saw earlier is in reference to another developer who also worked on the chest dialogue, but okay, they didn't just work on chest dialogue. I don't know why I'm making it out like that. Right, there we go. Boop! Julia's level 130. Quick draw, the wombo combo. As long as they're asleep and she's confused, we should be fine. We just need to wail on her. Boop, 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 boop. Gonna quick draw the sleepy sheepies. That's better. Also, Julia having attack orders, very nice. Very handy. Oh, let's see it. Boop. Also, nothingness will apply in chain attacks as well. So if you have it, and there is a chain coming up, there's almost no reason not to do it. For example... right here. And you can see that as soon as Olivier starts his gun rounds, they all start to take more statuses. Not a coincidence. Well, goodbye. I ain't fighting that if I don't have to. So coming up to the next section of this rib cage, there are chests on the bottom left and top right. Tyrrell bomb. Displeased. Boosh. Getting a Akashic R. I'm pretty sure everybody's almost up to the minimum level I want. Just Julia that's missing out. Okay. Stop the bird. Can also use Ragnarbind with Mueller to feint the Roast Cherubim, 50% of the time. Boop. Thank you, birdie. Now die. You've served your purpose well. Say 633. Boop. And there's just the one on the left. Thankfully, that's not the one that has a crit. YOLO! Just Sanctus Nova on him. A Lamau. Julia goes up one level. Okay, sleep is not quite good enough. That works. That double works. Bonk and gone. Aw, phooey. Just farming up some of Chloe's CP here. There we go. On the left side of the ribcage, there's another room just like this that has a Celeste Blue. An evil chest. Just to change. Anyway. Wants to shammy. Left side here just contains a chest. Raphael's Halo. Quick Draw is especially good in these encounters with a boatload of angels. Because you can get away with so much garbage. And as long as I don't target the sleeping ones, I am good to do whatever I want. At which point I can go for another Quick Draw. Shazam. You can basically cherry pick what happens in these fights from this point on, and it is so liberating. There we go. Ah, legends. Legends of heroes. Anyway. On the right, if you head directly to the right, the Artemis heals. And then follow this path all the way down. I think Julia's almost on level. Yes, she is. Okay. No more encounters for me. He says, running headfirst into his own demise. Well, I guess Chloe didn't have full S-break yet, so... it's fine. Oh, Judy got an extra level. Nice. Get a weapon out of that chest. And here comes this set of enemies. It is Rod Angel, so you want to ready a La Furia. And then just move out of the way of the Megiddo fire, because it has quite a long delay after firing. The La Curia is important because you need it to prevent any ailments. Anyway, now that that enemy's confused on our payroll, let's do some fucking damage. Baba Booey, son! So that took it from full health down to a number. Woof!
Sorry.
What a celestial tackle does to a man. Yeah. Well, that's what we made them for. Oops. Ow. Yep, there we go.
This is bad.
That's what I said about Celestial Tackle. Anyway. Celestial Tackle garbage aside.
For the sake of my master. Get ready.
A pentagrammic Clice. Yep. There we go. With that mid-boss out of the way, there's not really anything left in this dungeon that should be too difficult. If you loop around here, there is a Tildorn on this ledge, but there is a weapon chest, S-tablet, and a T-anklet. It's this party that's going to have the most trouble with their boss. So I'd highly recommend whoever you send to this gate, make sure they have 200 CP on everybody before the end comes, I guess. So once you beat the mid-boss, that is your kind of designation, as it were, to get everything done.
Justice must always prevail.
Here is a EP Charge 3, and I'm pretty sure a Tyrol Bomb. Yep. Ooh. And we reach the final checkpoint. I'm going to be using... 2 of those. I'm pretty sure it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. So that leaves us with 3 for the last party, which we should be fine. Just want to make sure you're kind of spread out, as it were. We must be at the end of this wing. I'm amazed at how big this room itself is, however. Why is it so vast, though? Surely there must be a reason. What was that? Ugh. Ragnar? Crimson lizards! Giant gate path. This is the final stretch. We are truly at the end of it all. No need to do any of the enemy encounters in here, so I'm going to replace Soul with Cloak until we find an enemy. Because we do not have time to be messing around. Grab a Gabriel's Aura. Actually, maybe we should. Nah, screw it. I'm confident that this party can beat whatever they have. I feel blessed to have gotten an opportunity to work on this series. I feel like it was a lot of luck to get this chance. S. Following this ribcage upwards, the Vitrahan, that's a weapon chest based on who you have in your party. Celestial Bomb is in here. Let's go. I believe that was a, yeah, Celestial Bomb. In here, there's a Curia Bomb. And over here, better late than never, Petrify 2. Long time no see indeed, old friend. Long time no see indeed. I will say it is much more exploitable now than it was before. But the limited scope of enemies we have to use it with really kind of puts a dampener on the whole thing. I hate this room, by the way. This is the one room that breaks the trend of don't go up if you want items. The one time it happens in this whole dungeon. Anyway, grab the Stone Monument. The mid-boss won't be for quite a long while. So there's no need to be concerned about that, as it were. I think, yeah, that's forward. Fury of Arm. Titan Sandals. Whew. This is the final bit of walking we'll have to do in the whole game, though. Everything after we finish this dungeon is purely combat until credit roll, so it doesn't matter which way around you go. You'll want to be going to both ways anyway. There we go. Yep, just checking I have those. Another weapon chest. And then in this kind of zigzag section, there's enemies and 3 chests on both sides. Titan sandals. Zarium capsule. Mid-boss appears now. Unfortunately for it, we have Richard. We don't give a damn because he didn't hear no bell. Anyway, Baba Booey. God, it's so over the top. But it's cool. Those Gorgon arrows miss. Whew. This is the last room. Want to make sure you pick everything up. There's an Agnus Dei. Shrine Sphere. Inyago. And there's a Celestial Bomb. We are indeed doing the thing. Going to switch Kevin back over to Soul. And then walk into this encounter just to get everybody up to 200. There we go. Because I have swiftness, it doesn't matter where I attack from, I always get first strike. Some people say OP, I say Lamau. Richard all the way back up to full. And now we just need Reese to join everybody. I think this should do it. There we go. And then there's just one more. May as well get this out of the way. Richard went up, I think, 2 levels across that whole thing. Very nice. With that, this is the final bit of field movement I will ever be doing in any of the Sky games. It's a bit bittersweet, I suppose, but if you are fully prepared and have absolutely everything ready, approach the door and interact with it whenever you are ready to start the final set of bosses. This door's huge. Then there must be something significant on the other side, too. I think we've reached our destination. Yeah, I can sense Rufina on the other side. What should we do, Kevin? Open door. I can't thank you two enough for sticking with me up until the very end. What I'd like to do instead is ask for your help one last time. We'll be up against the Lord of Phantasma, the being capable of changing and reconstructing the entire world according to their whims. This fight's gonna be nasty, and the only way we'll even stand a chance is if we give it all we've got, together. That was my intention from the start. I'll do what I can. Thanks. Alright, let's go. Right. Welcome. I'm impressed you were able to make it all this way to me. Rufina. Darn right we did. For the record, I saw all that happened down in Gehenna from here. I wasn't expecting you to have the will to resist Weissman's proposal. I'll be honest, if Reese hadn't been with me, he might have swayed me. So don't give me too much credit. I'm still the same cowardly loser I always was. People don't change their ways that easily. Don't say that. You look surprisingly relaxed for someone talking about how hopeless they are. If you have so little confidence in yourself, you might be in for some trouble. Remember, Kevin, if you can't defeat me, Phantasma isn't going anywhere. You do understand that, right? Yeah, I know. Worse still, it'll probably start affecting the real world soon. Right now, its effects are limited to Phantasma's own borders. But that might not stay that way forever. Right? What? Really? Well, well, you noticed. Phantasma has been taking in people's desires for thousands of years now, and it's starting to hit the limits of its own capacity. In order to release some of the pressure that's been building up within, it's likely it will start to erode away the real world. Thought so. It won't be something that happens overnight, but slowly, its influence will start to extend across the land, blurring the lines between this world and yours. Until eventually, the real world will be filled with devils and ghosts like this one. No way! I had no idea the situation was quite that perilous. I would ask that you not despair at that thought. The real world could easily be influenced by people's wishes and desires. If all the world's population genuinely wished for a better, more peaceful world, maybe it would actually happen. Perhaps being taken over by Phantasma may even be in the world's best interests. Screw that. There's no way that's true. Is that so? No one who knows the first thing about life before the aureole could believe it would be that simple. People back in those days were able to make their desires reality using it. And all it did was lead people down a path toward ruin and force them to lock it away in order to ensure humanity's future. Letting Phantasma take over the continent would no doubt be a repeat of the same thing. Yeah, I know you don't believe for a second that's how people should live, Rufina. Even after becoming a knight, you never relied on force to solve problems. You were always thinking, always trying to find the best solution. When I was ready to give up on life and wallow in my own despair, you were the one who made me face reality. It was because you knew that life doesn't always go the way people want it to, that you were strong enough to do that for me. You knew that the only way to make the world a better place was for people to be strong together and make it that way. Am I wrong? It took me falling down to Gehenna with Reese for me to finally realize that, but I did. I realized all over again just how pitiful a man I used to be. I never stopped thinking what your final thoughts must have been when you gave your life to save me. I never stopped to think whether I could have done something for Mom instead of running away from her. I just acted like a spoiled brat trying to find a way to be punished, because I thought by doing that, maybe I could finally be forgiven. It's taken me a long time to see that, but here I am. Kevin. You know what, though? I'm fine with how long it took. I'm a long ways off from being comparable to you, but at least I know what direction I should be walking now. Maybe if I start walking today, one day, I'll actually be able to reach the place where you used to stand. So that's why I feel like I can finally start accepting myself for how I am. Kevin! You sound so much more positive now. It looks like my attempts to punish you ended up having quite an unintended result. Mind you, Kevin, I wouldn't put me on a pedestal if I were you. The world we stand in is one affected by the will of those within. If you're convinced that you're inferior to me, how do you expect to defeat me? That's true. Well, you're right. Or you would be if you weren't just a copy of her. What? She is! The game's up. I know exactly what you are now. You're this world's core, the reason it can operate autonomously. But you're not Rufina. You're the copy of my stigma that was made here half a year ago! How? How did you work that out? That's it! Kevin's stigma. Maybe I can't catch up to Rufina, but I'm not fighting her. I'm fighting you. I'm not gonna lose to my own stigma, and I'm gonna set her free from you. So get ready for one hell of a beatdown. Go ahead and try, Kevin Graham. By devouring you, my original, I will be able to become fully complete. As we speak, my minions are extending a warm welcome to your friends. Should a single group of them fail, the future will be closed forever. Thy very being shall be devoured by this land, drawn upon as sustenance. My name is Anima. I am this world's center, its core, its very essence. Oh boy. We will overcome. If those are the rules of this game, we'll be happy to play by them. So I can finally take that first true step towards accepting myself. And so all of us can be reunited again, so we return safely to our world. We are going to defeat you! Welcome to the final set of fights in the Liberl arc of the Sky game. Trails. One giant cannon begets another, I think. So, that bit of extensive dialogue from before is essentially the acknowledgement that when Kevin manifested his stigma to help Joshua in the final battle against Weissman in the end of second chapter, the aureole ended up making an exact copy of that stigma and using it as a source, essentially, to try and rebuild itself from the Recluse Cube. We're essentially fighting the aureole itself in the form of Kevin's stigma. Can afford to waste all the Zerum powders you like at this point. So, Gordius Type 0. Archaism made by the Lord of Phantasma will attack until all foes are eliminated. Is honestly not that bad of a super threat. you can pretty much just spam S-crafts at it once the initial wave of baby mobs are dealt with. And as long as you heal and take care of your group, you shouldn't find any big problems. Should be all good. Gegenpress problem, because it can inflict instant death, but it's not too bad. Not majorly an issue, because we don't really care about instant death all that much. We're going to set up some defense first, before we get into the major problems. We have Celestial Bombs to burn at this point, so why not? And then Joshua will Supreme Dual Strike whenever he gets chance. Deals about 6,000 damage to the boss. You want to get a clock up onto Ren as fast as possible if you're using this composition, because she is your primary defensive character. Anybody who does not have an Earth Guard is vulnerable to being instant killed by Gegenpress. Double Buster Cannon is not going to put that much of a wrench into your plans, but it's also not helpful either. Going to Earth Wall because it's cheaper. Anyway, these fights are going to be the last time you're fighting with these characters, so if you think you need to S-break, just do it. There is no reason to hold back. Like I say, watch yourself with Gegenpress, and you should be okay. Gonna Earth Wall after it attacks. I'm pretty sure this thing is vulnerable to some statuses. It might not be, I'm not entirely sure. Nope. Dookie dookie then. Buffs it is. Just go for a Supreme Dual Strike. And a Gaia Shield for safety, because there's no reason not to. True A-Leaf Blitz. Boop. Spike him up the butt. Next up. The boss will start by using 2 attacks. 1 of 2, sorry. The effect that it has varies, but we got the worst possible one. So, Dragon Dive will take out most of the normal enemies there. And now we have to be very, very careful. Delay Cannon is like the worst thing we could get hit by. Pretty much, and it's the thing that keeps hitting us, which is awful. You're gonna have Zin recover by punching the boss. This attack is the one you need to prepare for. If you do not have a way to survive this one, then you are screwed. Thankfully, I gave Zin the barrier. Josette's death is a foregone conclusion, so I'm just going to S-break with her here to get some value out of it. Genocide. Fun names. Works exactly the same way it does on the base model Reverie that we fought in the end of first chapter. If you're in a situation like this where you need your team to get back up to speed, Heaven's Kiss will do the job wonderfully. Speaking of back up to speed, first thing I'm going to do is get an Earth Wall up, and then clock up EX onto Sherazade, because she has Latte All, which is basically a cure-all for this fight. If you have it, you are AO good to do whatever you want. Just gonna Earth Ball here. Mirror doing the work. You should Dragoona Edge the boss, just so you can stay closely packed together. You don't want Agate running off on his own. Earth Wall again. And we will heal Charizard as well. So if the boss calls allies, you can just Dragon Dive, negate any of the adds. Wow, Josette, you suck. Anyway. Clock up EX on Josette means we'll be getting off her Earth Balls more reliably. Diffusion Laser still hurts though. So I'll Latte it all just for a full heal. Yippee. True Extend on Zin, just buff his stats. And I think we're out of here. Yep. Goodbye. Farewell, Agate, Sherazade, Zin, and Josette. You've served us well. Next. Immediately, again, S-breaking to get rid of some of the majority threats. Righteous Witness does big work. And Pragmatic Place. There we go. Now, if any other adds get brought into the fight, the primary objective is to stop them with Brain Death. Ooh, I can't think. Anyway. We need to stop them with Quick Draw on Olivier. There we go. Got there eventually. If Olivier cannot reach them, then you can use a Beastly Stew on Julia. And between her and Mueller, this should die. Yep. Handily at that. And a happy trigger. I'm going to 200 Licorice with Chloe. Now, when Ragnar takes off, if he lands on top of you, he will deal a crap load of damage. What we're going to do now, carefully, attack orders with Julia, and then do a Chaincraft with her and Mueller, sorry. God, her and Mueller. Jesus. If my brain can brain... The only person who doesn't get buffs is Julia, so you need to make sure to buff her up as well. If Mueller looks like he's going to die, just use his S-Craft on the boss. This is probably the harder fight out of all of the ones in this area, so if it takes you a couple tries, don't get too disheartened. It is quite difficult. Whew. Once you're in a relatively safe and stable position, just start spamming damage onto Ragnard. Well, Ragnard, R-Tycoon, same difference. If you can, you want to Earth Guard as many people as possible. And then do chain crafts with Mueller and Olivier. Mueller and Julia, sorry. God. Boop. There's another call allies. Very well. Gonna Earthwall the squishies. Earthwall everyone, apparently. Ragnar Bind, you will stop it. Gensec Barrier cannot be inflicted on the boss, thank God. So you can still just keep spamming it. I'm going to use Chloe's S-Break again just for healing. There we go. Now that the only active ones are grouped on top of each other, I can quick draw. Remove them from the fight. I can't reach Ragnar, so I'm just going to walk up and bonk that. And then I will Beastly Stew as well, just to get her CP back up. I'm expecting Ragnar to hit someone. Guess not. Go for a bit more damage. We're chipping him down about 9,000 at a time, which is pretty good. As far as Ragnards go. We're also going to have Chloe there join on the chain, just so they can do it faster. We need to be careful of him going up, because he will land behind people and deal big damage. How much health does he have? Okay, enough. Take it away, my wonderful bardic friend. And the bard has slain the dragon. Goodbye, Olivier. I will miss you. say goodbye to this group. This is the last time we will see them. Farewell, it has been an honor. Once you get this prompt to save, I beg of you do it. I beg of you do it. And welcome to the final boss of the entire Liberl arc of the Trails games. Kevin's Stigma. It's been a hell of a ride, guys. Anima Mundi. First thing you want to do is Zodiac. Then clock up EX onto Tita. Make sure she gets into the orbital gear before any of the buffs are applied. You can go for a Luminous Divider. And Tita can charge. So, Tita will hit for, on average, at level 135, around 6,000 damage with charge, and that's the attack you're going to be using most of the time. So, summon Pillars. We'll spawn Pillars based on each element. And then Anima Mundi will begin charging. If he's allowed to finish charging, he will cast Septarian Crisis. You don't want this to happen! He is also given full immunity until the pillars are destroyed, so you need to focus on taking this out as a priority. However, the pillars are only vulnerable to the element that they represent. They will reflect all other forms of arts, and otherwise can only be beaten by physical damage. If you don't have some of the more esoteric arts available, like fire, then this may prove to be an issue if you don't have a party capable of dealing enough damage to kill the things. However, I present to you a solution. Kevin can use Grail Sphere. Doesn't even have to be set as his S-Break if you don't want it to be. This will save your ass, as with a full 200% charge, you can block 2 Septarian Crises. Crises? This is what you want to do before the boss gets a chance to attack. And once you have all of these buffs set up, it's really just a matter of focusing down the pillars. This can be done in a multitude of ways, but the one I prefer the most is, well, Weep Go Burr. Tita can only target the ones on the left, bottom, and right with her charge attack, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Go for as much damage as possible. Anima Mundi is preparing to use arts. Gonna get rid of the Water Pillar and Flame Pillar this turn. And also the Chronos Pillar. Heaven Pillar is next. There we go. Water Pillar goes down. Grand Pillar is next on his docket. You don't want to group your characters too close together, however. You need to be careful about doing that, because it is very easy to get punished in the second phase if you do that. The second phase of this boss is what will kill you over anything else this thing can do. Tita's charge should take out the Heaven Pillar. There we go. Gonna want a Holy Blessing on Richard. Gonna use ranged attacks to take out that bottom one. Set Crisis. Only has 2 of its parts. Gonna have Kevin S-Break. Kitty goes for another Bullet Barrage. Yippee. And we'll give Richard some more CP back. Go for the pillar. Pillar is destroyed, so he loses his barrier. Phase 2. He will spawn Grimoires. Or, sorry, Grand Grimoires. Grand Grimoires are a pain in the keister. Take them out immediately. I recommend doing a Bullet Barrage on one of them, followed up by some kind of strong attacking art. But if you're going to kill them, make sure that you have a barrier on the person standing near them. Otherwise, they will be ejected from the fight through a hole made in the floor and instantly die. If you're not prepared for it, you can lose a character and it will make finishing this fight almost impossible. Anyway, Air Cleaver Yin doesn't really do any damage. Don't feel pressured by it. It's barely an attack. As long as you have your buffed up, just pile damage into the boss and it will eventually die. This is pretty much spam everything on Richard. And then if the boss is going to be able to act before he can do anything about it, you want to do his S-Craft. Change elements. Summon Fiend. So, the boss is now extremely vulnerable to time. This is your chance to use Spear of Loa to inflict massive damage. Of course, make sure you are guarded from the attacks. Tita can no longer charge because she cannot reach the boss. Bloody Blessing Richard, just to keep his health up and his CP. Gonna move Tita closer up. And I'm also going to Earth Guard on Richard here, just to make sure he's fine. Gathering supernatural energy. All of his defenses will be drastically decreased in this phase. This is the make or break moment of the fight where you just need to pump damage into him and hope he dies. Just fill him with all of the lead. As long as you have barriers up, you will be safe from the damaging effect of the attack. However, he will take out some of the ground after the fight, after the attack ends. So whether or not you live past that is pure luck, to a point. Sakura, Morning Moon. $19K. Reese. 9,000. Stigma Cannon Medilius. Stigma Cannon blah 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 blah. The Stigma literally hits you with a giant death laser from space. How is that not cool? Anyway. Owie. That attack, if it hits you, deals 30,000 damage. That is a damn near guaranteed instant death on anyone that isn't Orbital Gear Tita. Boss changes its elements. Animamundi is now vulnerable to time arts. Well, not time, space. Summons Fiend. But that's alright. Because it is over. Spear of Earth. So long. $18K. That is the end, the final fight of Trails in the Sky the Third and the Liberl arc. Goodbye, Aureole. You will not be missed. Oh. Its color changed. How did we get here? This is where we fought the Schwarzritter. This is a place I made with his input for saying farewell. I'm glad it ended up proving to be useful. Oh. Rufina. Back in your old knight getup, huh? You're finally free of the Stigma's influence, then? I owe that to you two and your friends. You deserve a lot of praise for overcoming so much on your way here. You knew what you were up against. You could have given up at any time, but you never did. I'm so proud of you. Rufina. You really are just like I remember. So, is the stigma completely gone? I'm afraid not. It still exists inside of me. Your victory earlier has allowed me to suppress it in there for the time being. But I won't be able to do so indefinitely. It'll recover its power before long if it isn't completely destroyed. Oh. But how do we... I'm afraid someone is going to have to destroy it. I want that someone to be you, Kevin. Yeah, hey! You can't mean you'll have him kill you! That's right. By killing me, the copy of your stigma will be destroyed as well. That's the only way to get rid of it for good, and bring all of this to an end. Doing so should restore Celeste's power. After that, I believe she should be able to return all of you safely to the real world. But... Let me just make sure. There's no other option, is there? None. This is truly the only way. Last time you had to do this, you were barely aware of what you were doing. This time, you won't have such a luxury. How could you ask that of him? How could you make him do that again, knowing how much he suffered the first time? And if he does that, you'll... I'm sorry, Reese. But this is the reality, and I need to be the one to tell him. I'll say it once more, Kevin. Kill me, and go back to the real world with your friends. As your sister, as a fellow knight, and as a mother. This is the last thing I'll ever ask you to do. It's amazing how someone can be so kind and yet so cruel at the same time. But that's how you've always been, I guess. No, Kevin! Sorry, Reese. I'm gonna have to take your sister from you not once, but twice. If that's what you've got to do, then I'm doing it with you. What? Reese? I don't want to be left behind by you two anymore. I don't want to just stand aside and watch anymore. I've had enough of just waiting. So if this is something that has to be done, then I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to carry your sin with you this time. Thanks, Reese. It's hard to believe you're the same little glutton from 5 years ago. You've grown so much while I've been away. You ended up studying under Ayn too, right? I apparently have plenty to thank her for. Rufina, please. Well, if you're sure that's what you want to do, I have no objections. I'll leave the decision to you, Kevin. How can you be okay with this? I should be the one shouldering the burden. Me and me alone. Why would Reese... You're a grown man, Kevin. Start acting like one, damn it. Is probably what Ayn would say in this situation, were she with us. She's not, though, so I want you to go with your heart. Yeah. You've always had a way with shaking a guy up. Come here, Reese. If you can hold my bowgun with me. Okay. Oh, I never considered that. Apparently I was even further from my goal than I thought I was. Sorry? What do you mean? Listen, Kevin. You said earlier that you wanted to try and follow in my footsteps, right? Yeah. It's not going to be easy, but it's what I want to do. Well, if that's genuinely what you've set your mind on, I can't stop you, but I can't say that I recommend it. The path I walked was one fraught with pain, doubts, and worries. I knew in my heart there was no way it was possible to make a world where everyone could be happy. Nevertheless, I dedicated my life trying to get as close as I could to that impossible goal, even if it wasn't easy. Bring it on, I say. I feel the same way. I want to follow in your footsteps too. I've never seen two people look more sure of themselves. And if that's what you want, if that's really, really what you want, don't content yourselves with trying to go as far as I did. Go further than me, and try and reach the places beyond my grasp. Realize the future I never could. Because I get the feeling the two of you may actually be able to do it. You do? Damn, that's a doozy of a task you're throwing on us last minute. But hey, I won't say no. Making it sound so hard just makes me want to pull it off all the more. I promise I will. Just don't try and walk too fast and end up getting tired before the finish line. Anyway, I think we've kept your friends waiting long enough. Kevin, Reese, I think it's about time you pulled that trigger. Yeah. Right. It's okay, Reese. I'm right here with you. Let's just take this slowly. That's right. Easy does it. May Adios always watch over you both. Take care of her for me, Kevin. Yeah, I will. Always. Thanks for everything. Really. Rufina, You take good care of Kevin, Reese. Stay close, okay? Rufina, we will. Forever, so... Bye, Rufina. It's okay, Reese. I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we can realize her dream and reach the place she was always trying to get to. And I'm guessing that when we do, we'll find her there waiting for us. So this isn't the end. We'll see her again. We will. Kevin! Reese! Please, wake up. Hmm? Huh? Where are we? Thank Adios. You really scared us when you suddenly fainted the second the fight was over. We fainted? But... I imagine she summoned your spirits to an area of her creation, leaving your bodies behind. There you are. Celeste. I felt the return of all my power a short while ago. Did something happen, Kevin? Oh. Actually. Said farewell to Rufina, and the stigma that once ruled the land of Phantasma had completely disappeared. I see. She must have been an incredibly strong person. I may have never had the chance to meet her, but she sounds like someone I would have liked to talk to. That being said, there's no longer any time to waste. Huh? Why not? Now that Phantasma has once again lost its master, it will revert to being unstable once more. This castle will be no exception. I imagine it will disappear before long, unable to retain its current form any longer. The same will likely be true of all the planes, even. Only the garden will remain. You're kidding! Are you really so surprised, Estelle? We know about how this world works. This was always a likely possibility. It sure wasn't what I was thinking about. Besides, if you knew all of this already, why is this the first time we're hearing about it? We should hurry to the Aureole and make our escape at once. There's no need. I can open the gates of heaven from here. You can? As in the ones in the Testaments. I believe so. To my recollection, they are the counterpart to the gates of Gehenna, connecting the world in which you reside to heaven above. A replica was prepared for us in the area we stand. I can only assume the one who created them was the woman who you bade farewell to, the one who was assimilated into the Lord of Phantasma. She did. I see. Then if we pass through there, we can return to our own world? Precisely. Though perhaps seeing is believing. Allow me to open the gates. Well, there's our exit. Wow! If we walk through here, we can go home. I imagine you'll appear somewhere, near wherever it was when you were first drawn in here. Those who are on airships will likely reappear somewhere inside them. Okay. I guess this is it. Indeed. What? Already? We've been in here so long together, my brain's having trouble processing that it's actually about to end. I was hoping we would have time for one final feast before we went our separate ways. But I suppose there are few partings in this world that would allow us the good fortune. You're probably right. Well then, allow us to be the first to take the plunge. Why? At this rate, we're gonna be here forever, because no one wants to be the first to say bye and leave everyone behind. Oh, what Zin said. So, as the eldest members of the group, we thought we should be the ones to take the initiative, so to speak. Oh. Thanks. You guys are alright, you know. Think nothing of it. This is nothing compared to the kindness you showed by welcoming me into your numbers, despite my past transgressions. Because of you, I was able to achieve something truly important. You have my deepest thanks. You're very welcome. Just know that you have ours too. I don't know what we would have done without you. We may have to part for now, but I imagine your work will bring us together again in the future. I can't wait to see you again. I'm honored you would say so, Your Highness. Should you ever require my services, please don't hesitate to call on me. As for me, well, it was great getting to see you all again. Didn't ever picture us having a reunion like this, but I'm sure glad it happened. You got that right. Yeah, I still wouldn't have turned down a few more rounds of duking it out with you. Same here. Next time I get some free time, I'll have to pop over to Liberl and rough you up a bit. Or, you know, you're all welcome to swing by Calvert if you want. Killica and I would welcome you with open arms. You bet. Count on it. Really? Then I'll start making preparations for my visit as soon as I leave here. You're not doing anything until you finish the mountain of homework that's waiting for you. I'm sure me and Reese will eventually make our way there once work comes knocking on our door. I hope that day comes soon. Haha, same here. Well, I think that's about everything. Let's get going, Colonel. Honestly, now even you started calling me that. Although, I suppose being referred to in that way by all of you may not be so bad. Goodbye, lads. Thank you for being such hard carries. Perhaps we should be the next to leave, then. You? I feel as though the longer I stay, the less I'll want to leave at all. It would be best for me to get this over and done with. So, this is farewell for now. Yeah, for now. I was honestly expecting you to hang on longer. I'm surprised. Oh, Joshua. You twist my arm, but the pain only leaves me weak with pleasure. How I crave whisking you up as my prince and taking you back with me. Over my dead body, creep. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to believe this guy is actual royalty. Olivier? Ah. Truth be told, I honestly never thought I'd be blessed with an opportunity like this. The thought of it coming to an end is making me uncharacteristically emotional. Aww. It's certainly a new side to you. Before I go, however, I do want you to give some serious thought to what I said, Shara. While I do realize it was brazen of me to ask, you wouldn't deny me the joy of believing you may one day say yes, would you? I swear, you're unbelievable. All right, I will. You'll have an answer someday. In the meantime, you better work hard at what you need to do. Ha! But of course. What's this all about? I think we're missing something pretty big. Yeah, something interesting happened right under our noses, didn't it? For my part, I'd like to thank all of you for all you've done for me in this one here. I feel as though this experience has allowed me to improve my swordsmanship all the more. I am truly grateful. I'll have to make sure I don't let you get too far ahead of me, or I'm gonna have a hell of a time catching up again. The same goes for you as well, of course. I do hope we will have the opportunity to meet again one day. As do I. One last warning. I fear the Empire has some truly stormy times ahead of it. I would advise against all non-essential travel there. That's concerning. Please be careful then, Major. As long as this idiot pulls his weight, we should be able to avoid the worst-case scenario. If Yidol Praedios doesn't give up on him, I'd appreciate it. Sure thing. Praying is kind of what we church folk do. I can't think of a simpler and more enjoyable request. How tragic it is that you all trust me so little. But they do say that people bully those they love most. You're no exception to that, are you, love? Am I to take that as confirmation that you would like to be dragged out of here by the scruff of your neck? I'd rather walk, please. Well then, everyone, until our next meeting. Some of our first friends, with Olivier and Mule making the early game of Sky the Third so free. Thank you both. He managed to keep pretending he was fine until the very end. You two are next, then. Yeah, this is it. Most of the people here I could go and see if I set my mind to it. But as for you two, Estelle and Joshua, take care on that journey of yours, okay? No problem. We'll be sure to keep writing to you as often as we can. There's no need to send too many of them. It won't be easy for my replies to reach you. Plus, there seems to be a lot of maintenance work going on with your communications network lately. If you really need me, just get in touch with the Gransel branch. Okay, we will. You can always get in touch with us if you need us in the same way. It's gonna suck not to be able to see you again for a while, though, Estelle. But it's gonna especially suck not to be able to see Ren or Tita. And you, Reese. Me? Duh. I was really happy to get to know you, you know. So if you ever come to Liberl again for work or whatever, come to see me, okay? I'll give you the scoop on all my favorite ice cream spots. Da-dun-shh. Ice cream pun. I'd be happy to accept that invitation. Coming to Liberl is now my top priority after leaving here. Let's not forget about work now. At least it'll be easy enough to see again, Tita. I should be able to pop over and mess with you anytime your scary boy toy's not hovering over you. Don't you even think about it, kiddo. How serious I am is for me to know. Okay, just one more thing before I go. Say, Ren, do you like Estelle and Joshua, or don't you? What? That's what matters the most. I want you to keep that question in mind as a favor for your big sis Annalise. What do you mean? Annalise? Oh, and expect a bajillion hugs next time I see you. I'm not gonna let you get away. All right. I think we've hung around long enough. See you later. Take care, Shara. Thank you both for sticking with us. Okay. Guess we might as well be the next ones to step up. Yeah. This is it, huh? Time to say farewell. I'll miss you both so much. You too, Ren. You mean it, Tita? I can't say anything thought-provoking like Annalise, and I don't have the power to chase after you like Estelle and Joshua. But I'll always be waiting. I'll always be waiting for the day you three come back to Liberl together. It's okay to hope for that, right? Please, you can do what you like. As long as it's not getting sloppy finishing your orbital gear. You better finish that. Potter Mater welcomes all challengers. Okay, I will. I swear, kids sure are violent these days. Like Shara said, you guys take care, yeah? Especially you, Estelle. You ain't a rookie now, so make sure you start looking before you leap. I know. You just try not to fight with Tita's mom every other second, okay? Hey, I'm not the one picking fights. She's the one who's always trying to make my life hell. I'm already dreading going back and getting blamed for Tita ending up here. Yeah, I'm sure she'll find some way to pin this all on you. You're only laughing because you ain't gonna be on the receiving end of it. Oh, and one last thing. I've got something to say to you. Me? First time I met you, I thought you were some sketchy weirdo. But you showed some real guts this time. Good on you. Huh? I say something funny? No. I just never thought the day would come when you'd praise me. Like, at all. What brought that on? No real reason. Just my way of saying let's keep on trucking, I guess. Well, thanks then. Why do conversations like these between two guys always end up so awkward? Ah, cram it. Anyway, you ready, Tita? Yep. Thank you, Tita, for Smoke Cannon, and Agate for every S break you've done for me. Absolute legends. I think that marks our turn, Julia. As you wish. Chloe. I guess this is goodbye for now. I'm afraid so. This was an opportunity that I never expected to be blessed with. I owe Adios my deepest thanks for being able to see you two again. Us too. I'll keep writing to you, Chloe. Count on it. I won't get my hopes up the next letter will be anytime soon. Oh, Josette? What's up? I really enjoyed spending time with you. I'd love to have the opportunity to hang out again one day. Sure, we'll make it happen. We have a few hobbies in common, so I bet we could talk for hours and hours. Work will mean I have to go to Grants a lot anyway, so I'm sure we'll get the chance. I'll be looking forward to it. If you're feeling jealous, you've got, nothing in common with her. Maybe you should try taking up baking and handcrafts. Can't wait to see the efforts of someone with all the creative and dexterity of a drunk palm. I wish I could disagree, but you totally got me. It's okay, Estelle. No one's good at everything. Please, don't feel obligated to say anything to me. I'm not your ancestor, but merely a sentient replica of her. Even so, I still wish you could have had the opportunity to meet with my grandmother. I'm nowhere near as capable or intelligent as she is, and after meeting only me, I can only imagine you must be so disappointed. It's almost eerie how much you remind me of myself in that regard. I do? How? I imagine your grandmother must feel the same way. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you don't know which way you should go sometimes. Just follow your heart. It will never betray you. One day, you'll be able to spread your wings wide and fly. I'm sure of it. I certainly hope so. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Well, I suppose we should be going. Oh, before we do. After we return, Kevin, I imagine things will be more than a little chaotic. So, should we require the church's help again, I expect you to be there for us. Sure thing. I'll be getting in touch with the congregation for the sacraments after I get out of here to decide what to do next. Well then, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Scree! One last scree. Thank you, Sieg. Julia for saving our early game single-handedly, and Chloe for all of the comphers and sturms she has ever done, both against the original Luwei fight, and, well, SC as well. I used her in the final set of fights for that game, didn't I? Damn. I'm glad we had this time together, Josette. If you're gonna try and force yourself to say something all emotional and crap, save it. I don't want to hear it from you. Oh, that's real swell! If it looked like you and Joshua were finally gonna break up, I was gonna use this chance to take him from you. If only I was so lucky. Actually, you wanna come through the gate at the same time as me, Joshua? Maybe we'll reappear in the same place if we do. I'm onto you, Missy. Hands off. You guys really have to fight this way to the very end? You stay out of this. Sorry. Damn, man. This is such a pathetic spectacle. But you know something? It was fun being here with you, Estelle. In a way. Yeah, I could say that too. In a way. Don't overdo it with that business of yours, you hear? Your line of work's like ours. You're out of luck if you work yourself sick. Right back at you. But you can go causing trouble for yourself all you like. Just don't go getting hurt and causing any for Joshua. I don't think I've ever met two people who hate each other this much who are so similar. Anyway, guess I should actually get going now. I'll be sure to write, Joshua. Thanks. Can't wait to hear from you. Sounds like you two are gonna have your work cut out for you. Take care, alright? Thanks. May the goddess's light shine upon you and your ship. Can't ask for a better sister. Thanks. Alright, later. Thank you, Josette, for your extra item drop rate and helping me farm, and also your help during the final dungeon. Mad lad. You okay, Ren? You've been kinda quiet for a while now. Why? Why is everyone smiling? Huh? What do you mean? I mean, you're all saying goodbye. For all you know, you might never get to see each other again. So why do you all look so happy? Oh. Everyone keeps saying they're sad to see one another go. Why don't you all just stay here then? As long as the garden's here, everyone can stay and turn this place into whatever they want it to be. We can laugh and have fun tea parties forever and ever and ever. So why? I get it now. It hurts you to think that you might never see them again, doesn't it? Joshua? It hurts, no matter how much you care about someone. No matter how much you want to be with them. You might never see them again. Is that it? Wait! No, of course not. That's not even possible. Even when I heard that Luwei was dead, that didn't hurt one bit. I was sad, but it didn't hurt. That's because that's not the same. The reason it didn't hurt is because you were able to accept Luwei's death. You knew there was no chance you'd ever be able to see him again, and that was why you were able to grieve. But this is a case of knowing that you could meet the people you care about, but at the same time, maybe you can't. In some ways, That's even more painful than never being able to see someone again. No, you're wrong. That's why you... You're wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Should I tell you, Ren? Tell you why everyone was able to smile as they said goodbye to us all? I don't want to know. I don't need to know. Well, too bad. I'm gonna tell you anyway. It's because no matter how much you love someone, or how much you hate someone, eventually you'll end up having to part from them. That goes for everyone, no exceptions. Everyone? Yep. Even me and Joshua. Even if we get married, have kids, and live out the rest of our days happily together, eventually, one of us is going to die and leave the other one behind. We can't rule out the possibility that one, or both of us, might lose our lives in an accident. We could even fall out of love someday. Every day you spend with someone could turn out to be the last. And that's a reality all of us have to face up to and fight every day. Every day? And that's why we have to smile. When everyone smiles, we don't have to worry about the sad stuff, and we can be positive together. We know we're not alone, and that everyone else feels the same way we do. And best of all, it fills us with excitement at the thought of when and how we might see each other next. So we put on our bravest faces and promise to meet again, whether it comes true or not, and we go back to our lives and keep on going. That's how it is for everyone, I think. It's really everyone? Everyone. You too. So, will you try and smile with us? Me? Maybe I can't promise we can be together forever, but I can tell you that we really, really love you. That's why I want to watch over you, at least until you become a grown-up. If that's what you want too, then I'll do what I can be to by your side, no matter what. Then, when you grow up, maybe you'll decide you want to do something with your life that means we'll have to part ways. And if that happens, that's okay. But if it does, then we'll part ways with a big smile. How does that sound? Good? You don't need to decide what you want to do now. The choice is yours to make. We've already made up our minds what we want to do. You want to be your family, Ren? Like Joshua said, we can't force you, so if you don't want to be with us, that's fine. Dad's given his okay. All that's left is yours. Enough! Enough! Ren? If that's what you want, then I'm gonna run and run and run. I'm gonna run so fast you'll never be able to catch me. So... We're ready for that. You can keep on running for as long as it takes to make up your mind, one way or the other. But just so you know, I'm really bad at knowing when to call it quits. You might be really good at playing hide and seek, but no hiding place can stay undiscovered forever. I hate you. I hate you both. But I love you both just as much. We finally got to tell her. We finally got to tell her how we feel. Yeah, we did. Joshua? You did great, Estelle. Still, the hardest part's still yet to come. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for making you wait through that, guys. But now I think it's time we went too. Yeah, don't sweat it. You're gonna get back to chasing her the second you get out of here, right? Good luck. Don't give in, and I'm sure it'll work out. May the goddess's blessing be with all three of you. I'll be looking forward to the next time we meet. and I'll be praying that the three of you will all be together when that time comes. We will. We'll make it happen. Till next time. Thank you, Estelle, for being an excellent protagonist. And Joshua for being an excellent foil. Ren, for your hard work in carrying me through the Nightmare Arena. Much love to all of you. Those two really are something special. Yeah, you're telling me. I'm getting a little misty. Ugh. Just looking at those two. I can't help but feel that maybe Rufina's dream isn't so impossible after all. Me too. Which means all the more that we'll need to get to work on making it a reality. I'm afraid this place likely doesn't have much time left. I think you should leave before it's too late. Oh, right. Actually... Something wrong? I just can't help but feel like we've forgotten something. Hey! Oops. Oh. Oh my. You're awful! Was giving me that half-hearted explanation and then vanishing the best you could do! I'm sorry. I did have a lot to do at that time. Still, that explanation was enough to allow you to reach here, wasn't it? Eventually, but I had a heck of a time getting here. I'm no good with directions. I had a group of angels chasing after me, chariots trying to run me over. Anyway, what's with all the shaking? Oh, right. So, apparently, this castle's going to vanish soon. That door up there will let you return to our world. So, go ahead. Run on through it. Why are you only telling me this now? I'm out of here! By all means. Thank you for your help. Hey, you played an important part in us making it through all this. When we get out of here, we'll be enemies again. But there's no harm in acknowledging that. Just don't go causing too much trouble out there so we don't have to go after you, okay? Worry about yourselves first. Next time we meet, I'll be a changed man, higher ranking, and much, much stronger. You mark my words. Thanks for being a goofball, Gilbert. Screw you for ruining most of my, SC run, but thanks for being a goofball, Gilbert. Now, please hurry. I doubt this castle has more than a few minutes before it disappears. Got it. What'll happen to you after that, by the way? I imagine I will return to my lengthy slumber in the garden, in the same state I was before the Lord of Phantasma first appeared. And I will remain that way until this land of Phantasma eventually finishes disappearing. After that, I will finally be free from the duty which keeps me here. Really? Thanks for everything. I don't know if words can express how grateful we are. May your dreams be pleasant indeed. Thank you very much. After you've stepped through the gate, I will disable the Recluse Cube's functionality. Its power will never return again, so deal with it however you see fit. Understood. Now I know exactly who's going to be getting it. You're thinking of giving it to the Professor? You honestly think she'll let all this slide if we don't? Especially after her daughter got caught up in it. She's gonna be unbearable. Good point. Well then, Reese. Time for us to go. Indeed. Would you like to hold hands? What? I was only joking, of course. But I do want us to step through together. Just like how together we'll make Rufina's dream come true. Yeah. I'm counting on you, partner. Always. And with that, that is the end of the Sky series of The Legend of Heroes. can I just take a minute to say, wow, that ending. I'll take a minute in a bit to talk about YouTube stuff as a whole, but just this game, wow. I know a lot of people haven't given Sky the Third a chance because it's often deemed an add-on or an extra to second chapter. And while I think that might be true in some cases, if you are invested in the story, this is a game you should not skip by any means. And I hope that I've been able to do Sky the Third some kind of justice to the people who don't feel like experiencing it themselves. It's... honestly, this entire series of games is unbelievable, and this is only the beginning. With everything else that still exists, I will definitely be playing all of the Trails games at some point. I don't know how long it's going to take after finishing Sky the Third for me to be comfortable starting Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, but I will be playing both of those at some point. I also just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's stuck with me while I've been playing these games. When I started this, I had around 70, 60 subscribers, something like that. And now we're over 100, so to the people who were here before and the people who have joined since, thank you. I really hope that me doing this has helped you in some way, be it alleviating boredom or otherwise. And I'm just grateful for the time that you've given to me, and I hope it's been worth your while watching. And, well, suppose that's all there is to say for me, really. Thank you very much to all of the wonderful staff you've seen scrolling across screen, and everybody who has done extra work on the Trail series. You guys have made an experience that I will not soon forget. And, well, I'll let the ending speak for itself from this point. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and I'll see you next game when we head over to Crossbell. So long. I think I have a rough idea of the situation now. And we've been able to confirm the safety of the 6 you mentioned. Prince Olivert Rice Anna, Mueller Vander, Zin Vathek, Josette Kapua, Estelle and Joshua Bright. All of them have safely returned to our world. Really? That's a relief. I was able to confirm the safety of the ones who were in the world myself. It was just those 6 I was concerned about. Well, and the 2 from Ouroboros. But I'm not sure either of us have a chance of checking up on those 2. Unfortunately not. Still, this certainly wasn't what I was expecting to happen when I gave you that mission. The aureole left us a nasty little present, didn't it? That's one way of putting it. Either way, I'll give you my full report as soon as I get back. Wrapping up things on my end seems like it'll take a bit longer too, but hopefully not too long. I'm looking forward to it. You know, you've changed since I last spoke to you. I'm quite surprised. Huh? The Kevin I know wouldn't care to know whether those he'd been involved with were safe or not. Or rather, he'd try and suppress those concerns. I can only imagine a lot must have happened in this phantasma. That's putting it lightly. Yeah, I'll fill you in on all of it once I get back, like I said. Yeah, I've got something I want to tell you on a personal level, too. Oh? Color me curious. Regardless, I'm glad you two returned safely. Perhaps we should all go and get some drinks together after you return. I'd be happy to. Oh, yeah, I've actually got something I want to ask. Well, is it possible for Dominion to change their title after choosing one? What's this now? I've found something other than hunting heretics I want to do, you see. I still intend to fulfill my duties as a Dominion to the fullest, don't worry about that, just... Commander? So that's a no, probably. A Dominion wanting to change their title, eh? In the 1,000 years the Graalsritter has existed, that's not something that has happened often. But it's not entirely unprecedented either. Then... go ahead and think up something fitting for yourself before we next meet. If you fail to, I'll give you a new one myself as a punishment. And trust me, you won't like it. Yeah, if I'd known you were gonna say that, I would have thought of something before asking. Well, I guess I'd better get to work on something cool. What do you think of Blue Shooting Star, or maybe Black Arrow? What's with the awkward silence? Father Kevin, as your former instructor, allow me to give you one piece of heartfelt advice. Sure. Unless you want to live the rest of your life in abject shame, then for the love of Adios, get Reese to help you choose. Don't even think of picking alone. Truly, truly. Thank you all for coming on this journey with me. I only hope that we can spend more time together somewhere else. Thank you for your continued viewership, and until we meet again. Stay safe. Bye-bye.